Hi YouTubers, how you doing? I am tired. So I just thought I'd get on here and talk about probably just a little bit of stuff. And oh, I had on my mind today watching somebody get totally messed over, house burnt down, spouse got all whacked out, kids in two separate homes now, back and forth. And then I was thinking, do you think Satan would let anybody actually have a loving relationship on this planet in peace? That there actually is true love? Or more often than not, do people either get lied to or do they settle for less than what they actually want out of a person? Just some questions running through my mind. My own personal observations. Of course, I'm me, so it doesn't mean it's you, but I'm just curious because I don't believe in true love. I really don't. I don't know that I ever really have. I've never seen it. I mean, I've had people tell me they love me, blah, 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 whatever. No offense. I'm not talking like friendships. I'm talking about relationships between a man and a woman. So, yeah, just kind of what's on my mind today because this guy is going through extreme amounts of hell, and I know what that feels like. The loneliest times, the worst times, like when his kids with their parent, um, he's okay, but when the kid's there and say if they're sitting down to have something to eat or something, and it's him and his kid, then those are some of the hardest times, and I know that to be true. It can be pretty overwhelming. I told them a little bit of what happened to me in my life, and some people just, I mean, it seemed, it seemed, I can't say this is absolute fact, but it seemed that he found Jesus Christ and ooh, his spouse was up and gone. It was okay if he was on the fence and a little bit iffy or upset and not really knowing who God was. But the minute he definitely made that decision for himself, his whole life fell apart. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just like it's just not real in this generation in our lifetime anymore. And I believe everybody is settling for less than what they truly want. And I don't think we should have to live like this. And I can see that coming to an end. Don't know when or how soon. If it's going to be a long time, I hope I die first. I'm getting so sick of phony people. Mm. Thank you, Candy Bunny 222. I got a name. Somewhat of a name, I guess. No face or no name, but I guess that's who you identify as. So, and Mr. or Miss Disease, um, you didn't have to remember what you were talking about when you commented to me, and I commented back because it's all right there when you're typing. So, but either way, I'll just be more careful not to talk to you at all if you're I mean, if you actually got a bad memory and you forgot, like I don't even remember what I was talking to you about. Well, bye. I don't know you either, you know. So if you're really not a jerk, well, make that known to me. So anyway, yeah, it's been kind of a rough day. Actually, a rough weekend for the mere fact that I'm just so sick of liars and pretenders and scammers and players and all of the above. Can't stand it. So I don't really know what more to say today because really don't have much to say. I don't think. Give me a minute. Oh yeah, I don't think that's a good one, right? I wish. No, I don't actually. I guess I'd rather think a lot than think very little. That's I actually know people that don't want to think. That's crazy. At least I think so. um, yeah, if I could take away the pains, like when people fall in love and then they find out that the person really isn't who they appeared to be, um, I really would. I'd take it out of this world so nobody had to ever feel like that, you know, that people could get together and raise families without interruption and the way things are intended to be aren't the way they are at all, you know. An interesting fact of uh, the tradition of having a bachelor party and a bride's party, and stealing the bride before the wedding goes back to pagan times with evil intent. That's interesting, isn't it? I'll look that up more and get some documentation. Maybe you've heard that before, but I just thought I'd throw that in there. So, yeah, probably isn't anything out there on it. Maybe there is, though. I guess I didn't look. I just thought of it right now. I mean, I've known it all along, but I just thought of it. And if anybody's ever been married, do you realize all the people that tried to sabotage your wedding or did actually do that? Or would have if they had the chance, that type of thing. So, yeah, what I'm saying is absolutely true, you know. I mean, we're not free. We've got a Statue of Liberty. What does that mean? Liberal? You know? And everybody, we're incorporated in the United States. We're a corporation unto ourselves. Everybody, like, we'll say, for instance, say if I went into court and I have a license um, for business, and the person that I'm suing doesn't have a license for business and they're representing themselves. Um, there's lots of little laws and loopholes all over this crazy, crazy justice system, is what they call it. Justice, there's a good one, right? Yeah, we don't have a statue of freedom, you know. And I'm very insistent on the fact that good can live without evil. They say, well, you can't know the light without the dark, and I say that's a bunch of hogwash. Oh, that reminds me. That is what I was talking about the other night. I lost my train of thought. I was talking about Colstrip in Forsyth, Montana, um, and the big coal moving machines and stuff that were as big as houses, just huge. Well, um, another place I worked around there, and I was telling you about the pigs, like 600 pigs this guy had, and they had their own swimming hole, and they had like pig houses on the side of the hill, and there wasn't like one speck of dirt or feces, and them pigs were so spotless. They didn't wallow in mud, they swam in water. They were so clean. It was about the most incredible pig farmer I ever saw. You know, he had the right setup, that's for sure. Not pens. He had pens and chutes to run them in when we were working with them and that. But as far as them pigs had all kinds of acres out there to run around on, and that was really cool. So I worked with a guy though that had a hole in his ankle because he was working with these boars in a chute, and there was a great big one, like probably 300-400 pound male pig. The chutes are like about 3 foot high, and in order to get them to go, sometimes they'll get like jammed up to get into the pen to get their vaccines or whatever, or hogwash, literally put some parasite killer stuff on their back and whatnot, all that to keep them healthy. And he was running them through the chute, and he had a cattle prong, electric one, and he zapped this pig, jumped up and grabbed his ankle and bit right through his cowboy boot, right through his leather boot, right into his ankle, down to the bone. So he showed me that before I started working with them pigs, so just in case, you know. So yeah, that's crazy. So, but yeah, cleanest pigs I ever saw. And I found that out with my own. If you keep them in an area that's big enough, they don't like go to the bathroom where they eat or anything like that. They're really clean animals. So I'm sure you've heard that, but it is true, you know. Okay, I'm going to tell you a joke that Lionel said, and I hope I get it right. Okay, this woman went into the pet store to buy a parrot, and she brought it home, and she said, "Hi, parrot, you're a cute bird. I love you." And the parrot's like, go bleep yourself and blah, blah, this, that, and the next thing. And she's like, well, that's not very nice. So she tried something else. She's like, Polly, want a cracker? Well, once again, this parrot's like, bleep and bleep and bleep, bleep, bleep. And she says, you do that again. She says, I'm going to put you in the freezer. And he's like, go bleep yourself. And so she picked him up and she went and shoved him in there. A little while later, she come back and she grabbed him. And he's profusely apologizing. He's like, I'm sorry. I just got one question. What did the turkey say to you? You know? Oh my God. So I hope that came out okay. Freaking Lionel. Yeah, that's a good joke. And he tells it way better for sure, but yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'll probably end this one on that. Yeah, I did some soul searching today as far as words to say to try and help somebody else out that it went through. I mean, my house burnt down, just like his. all kinds of things, almost like very similar, oddly enough, and um, just weird, just weird. I don't believe in coincidences, so I actually do not. So um, there's people that think they happen all the time, and I'm not one of them. I think everything's pretty much planned all the time. So, yeah, I just got to figure out who's working with who and who's not, and why or why not, and then I'll go from there because a lot of stuff going on out there. Of course, one way or another, it really won't make any difference on the outcome because no matter what they write or say or do, isn't going to change the way um, things are going to be in the world. But I do think this blood moon coming up on the 29th, I do believe, but it'll start like today, tonight. I think that's significant. So, yeah. Well, thank you for joining me, everybody. I don't think I'll be back. I might, but I doubt it. Like I say, a little bit tired, had a kind of a trying day, and yeah, that's about it. If I do have anything else on my mind, I'll get back on. Yeah. Well, peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA. Later.